Do your own research and due diligence before investing in any company. The information I provide is in no way or manner a professional suggestion to purchase shares in any publicly traded company. I am not licensed to provide financial advice, and this should be considered entertainment. These stock profiles are intended to be trading ideas, a starting point for research. Any individual who chooses to invest in any securities should do so with caution. Investing in securities is speculative and carries a high degree of risk. You may lose some or all the money that is invested. Always research your own investments and consider consulting with a registered investment advisor or a licensed stockbroker before investing.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, what's good? It's your boy Sal. We back in the building, and today was hot, man. Today was hot. Woo! So many hot stocks today. You had the game, and then you had all these stocks that were running, man, on technicals. Okay, on technicals. And I was out and about with my girl today. In fact, I kept looking at my phone, and I'm messing around, putting in orders. It's just crazy. And I loved every second of it, man. The day was on fire. And again, shout out to everybody on POTN, man. The money just keeps coming in. Yes, indeed. What's going on, Chase? Bad Scientist, Clay Vaughn, Mylan Davis, Joseph Williams. Who else is here? Mike Reynolds, Money Stay Woke, Tia D. Who else is in here? Astrid, P City, Joel Flores. What's up, Flores? Linux, Great 8 Philosopher. All right, Jamal Lewis. Who else is in here, man? Bad Brad, Donzel Essex, Trading Jedi, Londell Carter. What's good, everybody? Ken Jensen. What's going on? Snowbound. Rich TV Live. What's up? Beautiful Coralie. Shout out to, Joel Flores and Miss Coralie, beautiful Coralie. You guys know if it wasn't for you guys, this show wouldn't be possible right now. So I appreciate you. Hiawatha Walk or Hiawatha Walk. All right, Mace Engel. What's good, Mace? All right, so let's go ahead and get the show started. Appreciate all the new people, old people. Let's go ahead and get the show started. And I mean, look, again, we had what? I think like 10 stocks. Oh, I think you had over 10 stocks with 20% plus today, and that doesn't even include OTCs. I'm just talking NASDAQ stocks. Multiple $1 million played on these plays today, all technicals. Of course, yesterday I wasn't on, but as we ended the show on Tuesday, we told you to move into gold. And, gold didn't really start going until the announcement, right? Until the announcement. And that's basically what happened yesterday in gold. All right, what was that, the 15th, where, the stock started moving, pre-market, like JNUG and a couple of the other gold plays, TGD and all those. They started moving pre-market, but after the announcement, just after 2, they just exploded. Absolutely exploded. All right, and today you had them consolidating, and I think they will be breaking down as people realize it's nothing to fear. There's nothing to fear. All right. Yeah, I can see the gold stocks breaking down here probably in a day or two. All right. Probably by Monday, MUX could be back to the low 3s. Possibly. All right. And yes, Bad Scientist. Shout out to Bad Scientist. I saw your coin. I had the alert on coin. And sure enough, the alert got triggered. I got the text message. And I was like, damn, he got the move he was looking for. He got the move he was looking for. This was a stock that was bearish for a long time. The whole month of March, I still have the, as we broke it down, I think it was like, what was that, like the 10th? I put this line here, and sure enough, yes, these multiple days, it used it as support. And he got the move he was looking for today in COIN. So today was your day to get out in COIN. Unless, Bad Scientist, you believe that we're going to have more bullish confirmation coming here. I'm of the opinion that today was your day to get out. If I'm wrong, please call and correct me. COYN was the ticker. Shout out to Bad Scientist, man. That was a good call on your end. Very good call, sir. All right. Very, 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 very good call. Yes, indeed. Good call. And again, today, again, the technicals is what called it today. And sure enough, I mean, coin was basically the same thing. Also a technical play, oversold situation. All right, low RSI. You saw the same thing today in tops. In fact, is it still running after hours right now? Oh my God, if this is going to be a multiple day situation in tops, which I believe, again, you're going to have a great morning in tops, but again, after 10 o'clock, is there still going to be the momentum? If you're in tops right now and you're sitting there waiting, I think you'll still have a great morning, but will you be able to survive after hours? Right now, after hours, you're sitting at 239 in tops. 239 right now in tops. As we've said multiple times, especially on the NASDAQ, when you have a 3-digit gain, you can almost be assured the first 30 minutes of the next day you're going to get another, you're going to get another little pop out of that. But will there be buyers at that higher price? Tops, oh man, there's a lot of money to be made today. All right. JNUG, yes sir, Sinclair. I saw JNUG as well. After the announcement yesterday. Here's Wednesday. You had the pullback today on JNUG. I think this is the 20-day. All right, so got to the 20-day moving average and pulled back. Yeah, I think gold will pull back now that people realize it's okay. Everything's okay. All right, 561, you're on the air. What's up?
Hey, Sarah, how you doing, man? My name's Chris. I'm calling from West Palm Beach, Florida.
All right, Chris, what you got for us, man?
All right, man. I've been following you for about a month. I'm new to the penny stocks, so I just did some YouTubing, and then you popped up, and I like what you talk about. I like the things that you say. A couple of weeks ago, not even a week ago, about a week ago, one of your callers was saying something about INNL.
Yes.
Okay, now I'm like I said, I'm new to the stock game, and I started with Robinhood only with $100. That's all I wanted to try, with $100. And I went down $10 just trying different stocks the first couple of days, and then I got up a little bit. Now I tried the INLL stock, and I was stupid because the night before it just shot up, I sold like all my shares on Robinhood. I wanted to get your opinion on that stock. I was trying to hit you through email about another one, but I said I want to ask you about this one.
Well, I mean, you missed a great opportunity. I know I don't have to remind you about it. INNL. I mean, this was a situation where the stock ran on the 13th. It had a couple days where, that 14th was not bad. It wasn't, the day before. You had a slight pullback yesterday, and then today it just continued to build up on its gains. Now, here's the thing about INNL, because if you know how to read charts, you wouldn't have got out of this trade because it still was well above its 4 and 8 exponential moving average on the daily chart. In fact, if I go to let me see, I think the 1 hour should say the same thing as well too, right? Yeah, for the most part, since its huge run up on the 13th, yeah, you were still, the 4 and 8 exponential moving average, again, that's something that Bad Scientists taught us here on the show. You basically had to stay in the trade. You still had an opportunity to make more money on this because the positive momentum was still going your direction. So I don't know if you know how to read technicals or not just yet. Obviously, you just said that you just now started in this, but yeah.
I'm gonna tell you. You were talking a couple of days ago, I was watching one of your videos, and you were talking about the guy that sits there with his hand on the mouse for sale.
Yes. Yeah.
And I said, man, you said you might not want to be in this. And I know it was only $100, but I just didn't want to throw any real money in there before I really knew what I was doing. So that was like my test. Yeah,
definitely. Again, let's now start learning a little bit more about the technical analysis, man, because INNL with everything that I'm looking at so far, in the time frames, you had to stay in this, man, and you really didn't have a sign that said it was time to sell in INL. But sure enough, I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow in the stock. I mean, you had a huge range today. I mean, the high was 258. You pulled
I
back
know, man.
really, yeah, you pulled back really strongly today. So that's a little bit of a, a dangerous sign there. But we'll find out tomorrow. But that's a huge top wick. That must be of some concern. But yeah, man, again, start reading those technical analysis books or videos or whatnot, and learn how to,
Yeah.
figure out when to stay and when to sell.
Well, I want to thank you, man. I really do appreciate everything, all your knowledge, man. You're doing great, man. Keep it up.
Appreciate it. Thank you for watching, man. Thank you for watching 561. Appreciate the call. But yeah, man, INL, yeah, those guys who called up about that, I think I had like 3 callers on, what was that, Tuesday? Tuesday, yeah, I think it was Tuesday, Monday. Yeah, Monday, sorry. Because, yeah, that Monday night, that's when people called in about it after that huge day INL had on Monday. And yes, you didn't get any confirmation to sell. There was no real confirmation to sell. As you see here on the daily chart, you're well above the 4 and 8 exponential moving average. You've been hugging the top of the band. You had a slight pullback yesterday, but it wasn't strong. It wasn't strong. All right. 251, you're on the air. What's up?
Hey, Sarah, what's going on, man? This is Anthony.
Hey, Anthony, what you got for us today, man?
Man, look here. I got in this stock last week, and when I got in, it did a pullback on me. But it's actually done picked up, a little bit today and yesterday. But it's STLT.
STLT. What is that? STLT. Spotlight Innovation. OTC
Yeah.
play. Here's the daily chart. Okay, so. All right. Okay, so.
Tell me what you think about it.
No real volume though. That's the only problem, man. Let me see here. There's only 100,000 shares traded today. I mean, okay, so you had the volume day was Monday.
Mm-hmm.
Here, strong pullback yesterday. Yeah, man, this is a huge drop in volume on this one. This is probably promoted on that Monday morning, and now buyers are just going in a different direction. I think the only thing that can save you now is if the volume can return for whatever reason. Was there any news that led to you deciding to jump in here?
I've been looking at that company there. They're working on a cure for that Ezekiel virus, and that's what really piqued my interest about it, because eventually it's going to wind up, if they get it approved and all that,
Mhm.
it'll go to those third world countries like Brazil and other places that had that real problem with
Yeah.
Ezekiel, because
Now-
on the Gulf Coast we had that problem too.
Sure. Now, where are you in at on this? Because you had a good day today, but just where are you? I'm just curious.
When I got in at 55 cents,
Okay.
and then it pulled back, and then it dropped on down to like 30 cents or something. So it's back up. So I'm gaining momentum back up on it. So
Yeah.
it's just a matter of time.
It's a matter of time. I agree with you there. I mean, it's crazy. You got it at pretty much the top of the band now. You went all the way back down today,
Mhm.
yesterday, and then you found a way. Again, you need to see more volume come in here. So hopefully tomorrow you get a good volume day, building up on today's almost 20% gain in the stock, so you can get up back above
Yeah.
this 20-day moving average and maybe touch the top of this band here. But I don't know if
Yeah.
it's going to break that recent high though of that 50. What is that, 55.77? So I think
Yeah.
if you can break even on this, I think you'll be lucky. Honestly, I think you'll be lucky to break even on this, because the overall momentum of the stock wasn't favorable to you either though. All
Yeah.
right.
Well, Sarah, I'm one of them ones, everything right now is long term because I work.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Okay, I mean, yeah, okay, yeah. If
it
you're
ain't no.
yeah, because Anthony, if you're willing to wait, man, if this levels out, yeah, I think you can build up on it. And again, if you're patient enough, man, again,
Yeah.
if this levels out, you know what I mean, you don't want to continue to see it decline. You had a nice day today on the stock, though, man. It really did. So I hope it can get
And
again
like,
back above that 20-day moving average, well, here on the daily
oh
chart.
yeah, and like the guy that called in, just a minute ago, shout outs to him because, like I say, you're doing your thing, Sal, and you're really helping people and you making people aware of how to place penny stocks and get involved in the game.
Right.
Because I'm one of them ones, I don't want to keep working for the man.
Right. I appreciate it, man.
So shout out to him and to you. And reading charts is the thing that I'm trying to get to now, just reading those candlesticks and go from there.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much for the call, Anthony.
All right, sir.
All right, so 251. If you want to go long, that's fine. I think, Anthony, if I'm right, you the one who called about CBR, and you were in CBR for almost, I think, 2.5 weeks, or at least two weeks or more, and that ended up working out for you. So going long for Anthony has worked out. So if that's the Anthony I'm thinking about, by all means, man, it's worked out for you. So do your thing. But yes, we talked about today, man. It was all about fundamentals. Not fundamentals, all about technicals, on shippers today. All technicals on shippers today. Again, tops. Yeah, just incredible. It's absolutely incredible watching tops today. That was just, man. That was just, you want to talk about a beast. Here's the 30 minutes on tops to just continue to build. You had the lunch pullback, but for the most part, people bought that up, right? Came right back to the 200-day moving average. People bought that up, and you had strong movement into the close, and now you're up after hours. Incredible, man. Mr. Lloyd, what's up? You're on the air.
What's up, man? Happy Thursday to you.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
man, 129, man. That's like the new norm now. Shit, I remember it was like 20 of us up in there.
Yeah, man. We getting up, man. We getting up. Let's do it, baby.
Shit, you gonna need a fucking satellite outside your house pretty soon, man. Shit, I ain't gonna be hell. You gonna be cutting down the power in the whole neighborhood. Where this is going. Hey, so I like to share a little knowledge, man, and for you guys that are new out there, I heard a brother just calling about MKU. I didn't get a chance to hear the whole conversation. I just stepped in the house, but he said something about having to learn how to read charts. INNV finally took its shit today, and it was predicted because the S1 filing that I felt for back in the summertime, where I lost that $5,000. Finally went into effect. And so you guys can see what an S1 form looks like. When people are doing a public offering, it will cause the stock, as soon as they get approval, they'll file it, and you got like 2 weeks to get out of that bitch. As soon as it goes into effect, that stock will drop like a rock. And then you got people on there that say, oh, thanks for the cheapies. And they're not really educating you on why it dropped.
Yeah.
But you have to learn how to read those filings. And so, as you can see, man, that stock's at 11 cents now. You remember, was that 30 cents a couple of weeks ago?
Oh, yeah. a couple, almost 2 weeks ago. You remember I sent you the emails like, hey, man, look what your stock did.
I know.
Because I'm thinking like, exactly. Exactly. I was like, this is the stock you've been shitting on for 2 weeks, and all of a sudden it goes up 100%. And yeah, man, it pulled back, what was that, just a couple of days later. But now it really just kind of dumped on investors. And I think, but hey, you might actually have a pity rally now tomorrow.
Oh, man, I don't want to hear that shit. You know what? Let me tell you, when they're diluting that much, there's a problem, man. I really this is the first company I made my most profits on, and I fell in love with. And you tell me this all the time: do not fall in love with this shit. And I fell in love with it. Yeah. You remember, I was like sleeping with that motherfucker. Yeah. And it took all my money. Yeah. So, but it was a good learning experience. So, but
hold on, Mr. Lloyd, but it gave you $5,000 first before it took your money, though. You remember that. For those of you guys who don't know, Mr. Lloyd called up here on this show, and we celebrated for like 10 minutes a $5,000 gain that Mr. Lloyd had made in INNV. He was, in early. The stock just went on momentum. It was a multiple day run, and he didn't take profits for whatever reason. So it is what it is. But definitely a learning lesson.
Hey, I was young and dumb, and if you guys have a full-time job, it's you have that buy and hold mentality. I guess when you first come, you have that buy and hold mentality. You don't think it's going to fall. You know what I'm saying? I mean, but now that I know what I know, I'm taking the money as soon as I see it. I mean, I'm not gonna fucking hold on and wait and hope. And when you gotta wait and hope, you're really just you're gambling then. So, so yeah, man. So I just, like I said, the only knowledge I like to share today, man, is if you're going to invest, especially like MKU or anything longer than a month, you really have to learn your filings, because they can throw something in there. And if you're going to these boards trying to get educated, don't let somebody read for you, because they may not be able to read. And so you're listening, basically the blind is leading the blind. And if you guys are writing comments, I can't see because I'm downstairs in the kitchen, but my biggest lesson for today is please read filings, because that will be your life saving in this market. And Sal has a great video from Michael Good out there. He is the best teacher when it comes to reading filings. It's boring as all hell, but at the end of the day, you will know how to read a 10K. And so when you go to these boards, you will know who's bullshitting you and who's telling the truth. But anyways, man, I ain't gonna hold up the air. Good show, man. I appreciate it. I will see you Friday. All right, brother?
Appreciate it. Thank you so much for the call, Mr.
All right,
Lloyd.
thank you, man.
Yes, indeed. Thank you so much, Mr. Lloyd, for the call. And yeah, he's right about that Michael Good video. We have that video. I mean, for those of you guys who have that Tim Sykes link, you already have the video where you get all the Tim Sykes videos, and included in that is Read SEC Filings, or How to Read SEC Filings by Michael Good. Mr. Lloyd's absolutely right. It's an incredible snore, but I mean, you'll know how to read practically every SEC filing available. All right, hit us up in the Discord room after the show if you want that. Somebody will hook you up with that. All right, boring as hell. Yeah, absolutely boring. That's why Tim doesn't have him make any more videos, but it's probably one of the better videos, to learn how to understand SEC filings. All right? Yes, definitely. What's going on with Cat B? I haven't looked at Cat B in a while. I see somebody bringing up Cat B, down 2% today. All right, so, I mean, again, this is, Cat B after, an incredible, what was that? I think it was Friday. The stock really hasn't done anything. Here's Cat B. You had actually a move today in Cat B, but what was that? Yeah, that's CATB. All right. Okay, so no. Okay, so you had to move yesterday in Cat B, but then a lot of hesitation in the morning today, unfortunately, and didn't really get to what you needed to do. Cat B. It's still something to watch though, because you're not, it's not a strong pullback here, so you're still in the game. 904, you're on the air. What's up?
Hi, this is Mr. Mitchell, Mr. Sales.
Yes.
Hey, I'm the one that's been emailing you today. Thank you so much for responding. I'm trying to find out, how do I get to learn to read the charts and that information?
Okay. So to learn to read, technical charts, there are tons of videos. Just as you found me here on YouTube, you'll be able to find many excellent videos on YouTube about how to, read stock charts. And I would Google or just search them on YouTube just the way you found me. Simply typing in, how to read a stock chart and, how to do technical analysis. I do have a video that I can send you if you want to. In fact, I do have your email address. I can send you for you to download it. But yes, ma'am, I would go ahead and, search on YouTube just the way you found me, how to read a stock chart.
Okay, I appreciate that if you would send that, and any other information that helped me. I'm just determined to try and do something different. I sent you a part of my story. I got to do something different.
Yeah. All right. Appreciate it. Thank you so much for the call.
All right. Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, if there's one thing I always stress, because I get so nervous when people want to look at penny stocks as a get-rich-quick thing. I really hope that that's not the impression I'm putting out there. Many of us who are doing this, we understand that this is risk capital. So I want you to understand that, incredible risk, incredible reward, but for the most part, we're not using rent money, we're not using mortgage money, we're not using any of that. So I stress that people understand that this is not a get-rich-quick thing, and you just can't jump into anything. But if you have the desire to learn and to realize what's real, what's fake, and again, the desire to learn and willingness to follow through on your learning and take action, yes, you can be, you can make some good money on the side, for sure. All right, 919, you're on the air. What's up?
Hey Sal, how you doing? Bad Scientist here.
Bad Scientist, what's up, man? Hey, I gotta ask you, Coin, man. I mean, incredible call, man. Absolutely incredible call.
Yeah, well, I was simply waiting for Trump and his team to announce that they're, giving more money to the defense and homeland security. And I think that's why it responded today, because that's what was in the news headlines on the CopSync site. So looks like it's really responding to that. And I know you mentioned earlier that, will these gains persist? I can't say for sure. That's why, yes, I did get out, because I bought it at 31. I sold it a bit early though, but I'm glad I made some money off of it. And then tomorrow, if it crosses that upper Bollinger Band, then I'm going to probably get back in it. But there has to be bullishness tomorrow, or else I won't touch it. I'll just wait for it to come back to support.
Yeah, I mean, when I saw that volume coming in the morning, I was like, okay, this is going to be a really good day. And then I got the alert, and I continue to see buying. And I mean, you would have to really see the same kind of volume tomorrow for it to, have more bullish confirmation, right?
Right, exactly. I mean, at least it closed strong. You always want a strong finish, and it did that, so that's good. It just has to break that upper Bollinger Band tomorrow. It's not too far from that, at about 42.39 or 42.50, around there, and then head for that 50-day moving average near 49 cents. So as long as it puts in a good day tomorrow and it starts that uptrend back, towards, I think, when was it? Valentine's Day, the 14th. If it can start approaching those levels, then I would say, we truly have a bullish reversal. But until then, good thing it breached bullishly the middle Bollinger Band, and now it's got to just get above that upper Bollinger Band, heading for the 50 moving average. You spoke about Cat B just now. I'm actually in Cat B.
Okay.
Word of advice, because they had earnings after hours today. Word of advice: never hold a stock, particularly if you're a day trader, or you're holding a stock, just for a day or two. Never hold a stock into earnings. Now, I think I'm fortunate because even though they reported a Q4 loss, their year's performance actually beat expectations. So it looks like it's up by a couple of cents, maybe 1 or 2%. I'm hoping that tomorrow it will be another positive day, but lesson learned: don't hold a stock into earnings if you're worried about it dropping. A very good example of that is CMLS, that Cumulus. I think it's some kind of a networking software type company. CMLS. Now, this stock I recommended yesterday on Twitter because the chart looked brilliant. It looked like a nice bullish reversal coming out of a doji situation, and I just loved the chart. Today it actually put in a good 3-day run, but guess what? They reported earnings today after hours, and the earnings were terrible. This thing is now down 20% after hours. So always remember, when you're a technical person like myself, a technical chartist, is that any news will trump whatever the catalyst or whatever the technicals are telling you. So you might have a beautiful chart, but if news is negative, all positive. It doesn't matter. The technicals will be trumped by that news.
Sure.
And once again, be careful not to hold your stocks into earnings unless you're really going long term.
Now,
So those are the
now with Cat B, not to
Sorry,
interrupt
go
you, Bats, but with Cat B, okay, obviously good, well, for the most part, good earnings report. Let me see here. I'm looking at the daily chart. Actually, it's not setting up too bad. Do you hold throughout earnings, or do you sell tomorrow on this good momentum here?
Yeah, that's going to be the benefit now of pre-market is you'll be able to see what the sentiment is going into tomorrow. So that first half an hour, having Robinhood Gold, that first half an hour before the market opens, I'll be able to see what the sentiment is. I mean, I've already put a stop loss on Cat B, but if the sentiment is good, because the news headline in some of it was it beat expectations. So I think it will be positive. I can't say so for sure. It certainly hasn't dropped dramatically in after hours. In fact, like I said, it is, just a second here, it is, I think it might be up after hours actually. Just a sec. Okay, that's good. It's up after, it closed at $1.70. After hours, it's 177.
Okay.
So if it can open, which is 4% higher, so I might be lucky on this one, but typically do not hold a stock into earnings because unless you know something that no one else knows, don't do it.
Sure.
So that's just my advice. And then coin will have to see. I mean, it has to put another green day.
Yeah.
And do I have time to give a few picks before I leave?
Yeah. Let's go ahead and give me your top 5 right now.
Okay. Top 5. Let me give you 2 Nasdaqs and 2 OTCs. How's that?
Go. Good.
Okay. So let's go to just a second. Okay, so obviously shipping did well, so
Yes.
I'm not going to give any shipping stocks away. The first one I would recommend is Gevo, Gevo.
Mm-hmm.
That one's right at the bottom. Today was day 2 of a reversal. It's looking really good. Even in after hours, it's up slightly. Looks really, really good. So that's my first recommendation. And the second one is HLTH. So that one had been badly hit, I think, on the 13th of February, but it looks like it's coming back. Once again, I'm trying to catch these as low as possible to maximize my gains. So that's HLTH and Gevo, Gevo, for the NASDAQ plays. For the OTCs, I've got SFOR.
All right. So one moment here. Let me just so everybody can just take a look at the chart real quick.
Okay, sure.
And now that first call, what was it? Was Gevo, and then we had HLTH,
correct.
which I like, because I got that one up right now. So it actually had gapped down.
Yeah.
You had what's called I think they just call it a long candlestick, right? The long dark candlestick.
Yes, a wide range candle.
Yeah, wide range candlestick. Then the doji. And
it can also be called. Yeah, it can also be called a bullish belt hold.
Okay.
That long candle that you see 4 days ago, it's a bullish belt hold, and wide range candle. And as you can see, it definitely did lead to some bullishness, and hopefully we can close that gap when it gapped down on the 13th, close that whole gap, and hopefully it can go back all the way to that price range, which is at $1.90-ish, or close to $2.
All right.
Yep. So those are the 2 Nasdaqs, and then I said on OTC, SFOR.
Yes, Strikeforce Technologies. This is a really good stock that has ran aggressively in the past as well. It's so funny because this was a 000 stock that wasn't
Oh
doing
wow,
anything.
I
Yeah, it
didn't
was
know
a
that.
trip. If you go back to mid 2016 ish, this was a 000 stock, and it did run up to
Wow.
as high as 2 cents or so. And sure enough, here it is. Testing. Oh, beautiful consolidation. You're looking at beautiful consolidation here in the early
Yep.
part of March, and then all of a sudden you had a really big move these last 2 days. Not bad.
And then if people want to get, this one's a bit aggressive because it shot up dramatically today. TSSI.
TSSI.
Yes.
Also TSS Inc. Okay, up 218%. Oh man, that's a huge amount of volume. Kind of risky to jump in here, but
Yep. That is risky.
yeah, very
Very
risky here.
risky.
I would be scared of this one. We'll see what happens with that
Yeah.
tomorrow. But I like the Strike Force one. I think you might even be a little high on Strike Force, but it could be a multiple day situation. Again, going back to Strike Force. Let me see
I've
here.
got a low risk one to play in case TSSI is not gonna work. This one is very low risk, and I would recommend it for people who don't want to lose money fast. VTNL. So that's my last
VTNL.
pick. VTNL, it's a doji today on high volume at the bottom of the chart.
Okay. Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, I like this one. Obviously, for those guys who don't know, dojis represent basically buyers and sellers fighting for control. Doesn't necessarily give you confirmation on what could be happening next, but it does let you know that, it does determine that buyers or sellers are fighting for control. So the very next candlestick is going to be very important for us to determine, who's going to win out here on VTNL.
Appreciate it, Sal. Thank you so much for giving me 11 and a half minutes.
Hey, appreciate it, man. Thanks for the call, Bats.
Take care.
Yeah, because Bats can go 45 minutes. I mean, he is a scientist. I mean, he's a trained scientist. So we've had Bats go 2.5 hours a couple times. You know what I mean? So I got those emails and, hey, this guy taking so long on the phone, nobody can call. All right. So VTNL, nice play though. Nice play, Bats. I like the candlestick there again with the doji on VTNL. Decent volume, huge volume today. So you got some divergence going on there. What's going on, David? Investors hang out in the building. Shout out to David in the building. 703. What's up? You're on the air.
What's up, Sal? It's me, Master. How are you?
Oh, doing good. What's up, Master 82?
Dude, that's the shit on Twitter because he's the one who talked about tops before it started running.
Mm-hmm.
And this other one from yesterday, I can't remember, and that one ran too.
Yes.
But yeah, I think that goes. Should I sell or should I still hold?
On Giggles, GIGL?
Uh-huh.
All right, so GIGL, yeah, GIGL today had a really good day. You actually got a little higher than that. I think the gain was actually almost 19% until you pulled back toward the end of the day there. Here's the daily chart. As it's right now, the 4 is just above the 8. So, man, on GIGL, are you up a bit in the
because
stock?
I bought it. Hell no, because I bought it 1331, and it's been almost still 2 weeks since it became 1331.
You're in at 1331, so you're actually up right now, right? It's 1385.
Okay, then I made some little bit of money today because it's been a while. Because I bought 1331, then dropped to 10, then took forever to get 1385.
Yeah. Right now, I mean, you're still. Here's the thing. I mean, in the daily chart, it's using the 13 EMA as support. The 13 EMA is another one that I kind of discovered through Cameron Foos. He talked about the 13 EMA. The 4 and 8 is actually the one you want to really watch intraday. But 13 EMA over multiple days is also a good way to, uncover where support could be in the stock. And so far, it's been using the 13-day EMA as support. So
wait, you got that from Foos, didn't you?
Yes, as I said, I got that from Cameron Foos. So I mean, I would see what happens In GIGL, as you remember, they came out with the news a couple days ago where they had signed, I forgot her name, but the huge fitness guru lady from the
Yeah, but
from the early 90s. So I expect some developments, excuse me, to be developing from that relationship. I don't know how long or how soon that could be coming. But again, man, this is just a risk that you're going to have to figure out here. You're not too far from the high, so a possible retest could be coming here. You're not too far. I mean, the high was what? I think your high was, let me see here, 1826. So you're not too far from it. And, you know, I think you're going to have to figure out what happens here tomorrow. I think tomorrow is going to be a real test because, again, you're just above the 13 EMA. If it breaks it, I would get out of here.
cool, because
Yeah.
I saw it and she said she's going to try to make it
Yeah,
international or franchising or some shit.
sure.
She really like the organic food and the family-friendly atmosphere.
Yeah, because I think right now they have that just one location in Los Angeles. I don't think they have anything else. But yeah, if they come out with some news about franchising or whatnot, that'd be huge. I mean, it's an award-winning restaurant. They've got an amazing concept, and you know they got volume in the stock, man. And I think you know people do find that valuable with the partnership they have. So we'll see what happens.
I do love to see your YouTube video.
All right,
See how the company's running, stuff like that.
right. We'll see. Appreciate it, man. Thank you so much for the call, Master.
A heads up, your chat room is not working on the live chat.
Oh, yeah, we'll get that started. Let me get that back on again, man. Appreciate the call. All right, appreciate the call, Master 82. Thank you for the call. I don't know why this chat, there he goes. Hopefully it doesn't mess up again. All right, so appreciate the call. ICLD, you got into ICLD. Let me see here, ICLD. This one can't make up its mind whether or not it wants to stay up or stay down. ICLD, one day we're excited and celebrating ICLD, then the next day it sells off. If you guys remember, we had a woman who called up here a couple days ago, and you know I was telling her to take profits in ICLD. She said, "No, I'm not taking. You know, I'm keeping it, and I'm keeping it." And I was like, "Okay, all right." And again, no disrespect, but I mean, when profits are building like that, you gotta take them. You know what I mean? You gotta take them. And I really hope she did because she's down almost 4 cents from our conversation. And I believe that was Tuesday or Monday. And if it was Monday, yeah, I know for a fact we were talking at about 7 or 6 cents at the time. And sure enough, now ICLD at 4 cents a share. Possible retest could be coming. We'll see. I mean, we haven't been able to find multiple days of support here long enough for the stock to really rebound. Although today was a good day. You had 12%. All right, 12%. Not bad for a stock that, you know, just recently dropped well over 50%. What was that, 2 days ago? The stock dropped almost 50% 2 days ago. All right. Let's keep it moving here. So ICLD, if it's your first time in the stock, I think you're sitting pretty. You're sitting pretty if this is your first time in the stock. RNNN, I still got the alert on RNNN. Let me see here. Tuesday was not necessarily the best day in that stock, but it's again that 13 EMA. You guys see that purple line right there on my screen? I learned that again from Cameron Foods. Those of you guys who got that video, I sent out the link. You know, that's the thing about these gurus. You kind of take what you can from each one of them. And his style of trading is definitely a lot different from what I use personally. And many of you guys probably, you know, don't do what he does. He told me his, well, he didn't tell me, but in the video he explains how his percentage is about 52%. His trading percentage, wins losses, about 52% because he goes in so aggressively. But what happens is that he cuts his losses so quickly. So he trades incredibly quickly. But again, in that video, he talks about that 13-day EMA. And sure enough, here's we have RNN holding on to that 13-day EMA. and now back above the 4 and 8 exponential moving average here on the 2-hour chart. And let me see here, if I go to cancel that out, what do we look like on the daily? On the daily, still looking very nice on the daily chart. All right, still above the 4 and the 8 on the daily chart. So not a strong pullback. Yeah, not that strong of a pullback here. Okay. In the whole grand scheme of things, March has been very, very beautiful for RNNN. Okay. All right. Not bad. Let's see here. What's going on? Who else we got here? PIP. All right. Bands tightening on PIP. Are we going to get that squeeze again? Are we going to get that squeeze again? I think that last time was kind of a dud. You know, we had a couple of people call about PIP. I don't know, that last time was kind of a dud. I wasn't really impressed with it last time. If you guys remember, this was Tuesday, right? It was Tuesday where you had the big pop in the morning, and that was pretty much it. Or Wednesday. No, this was Wednesday. Was that Wednesday? Or yeah, what was that? Wednesday. Yeah, it was yesterday. All right, the big pop in the morning. I wasn't really impressed with that one. So RNNN, are we going to get another second chance here? Are we going to get a second chance here? We'll see. All right, PIP merger soon. Send me the link of that. I want confirmation on that. PIP is going to have a merger. Send me the proof. MMEG, if you guys remember, this is a stock that ran not too long ago. Actually, I want to say a couple months ago. Here we go. Where February, just a month ago. I can't believe, in penny stocks, a month ago is like forever ago. But here we have MMEG ran to the high 50s before it shitted on itself. And here we go, possibly having the stock start over in MMEG. But MMEG, it's tried it. It's tried it multiple times. All right, gotten so depressed that even the chart's having issues showing what's going on with that stock. But here we have MMEG slowly trying to work its way higher here. We'll see what it can do. All right, we'll see what it can do. CBR pulled back. CBR pulled back. CBR was the winner you had to kind of be in the day before. CBR wasn't necessarily the greatest stock before it, gapped down and now gapped up. So it's working its way down. I think CBR, you should be probably getting out of that. All right, CBR is for kind of individuals who are probably already in it. You're selling the shares. I don't think it could really build off this. All right, it wasn't necessarily the best stock before. I want to put out a watch. I want to put out a watch for hemp. HEMP. All right, HEMP. Let me see here, not the European version. HEMP, put that on watch, man. Put that on watch with the hammer candlestick there. With the hammer candlestick there. If you guys know, the hammer candlestick basically explains that there is now a search for a bottom in the stock. So the stock hasn't necessarily bottomed out yet, but now there is a search for it. There's a search for it. So HEMP, hemp, one of the original OGs in the cannabis sector. I expect the stock to turn around. It's been very beaten up. Now sitting just at the 200-day moving average. So a search for a bottom here could be coming. The search for the 200-day RSI really low here, as you can see on the daily chart. And you can go into the lower time frames for confirmation. Again, really, really bearish momentum in the stock. In fact, if you go down to the to the 2-hour time frame, you see the Dragonfly Doji. RL. That's the Dragonfly Doji, right? Or Tombstone? No, that is the Dragonfly, if I'm correct. That is the Dragonfly Doji here on the 2-hour chart. All right, letting you know that although buyers had control in the morning, unfortunately sellers came into the stock. But buying is attempting to return to HEMP. All right, and you saw buying return for now multiple day sessions in MJNA. MJNA, this is one, as you can see, I got this properly marked. I got this marked like crazy. MJNA, multiple days turnaround situation going on right now. All right. MJNA, huge, ridiculous wick yesterday. Ridiculous, had ridiculous movement yesterday. All right. CBIS as well. So marijuana, finally, I hope now, working out of that ridiculous funnels that many of them were going through. CBIS still going through it in CBIS, where we're kind of between 0.011 and 0.0895. Hopefully we can get some real breakthrough out of that. All right, we'll see what happens. Let me see here. So I'm bringing up Sing, S-I-N-G. Sing. Here's Sing on the daily chart. All right, you're still very bearish right now in Sing. In fact, you've got the 4 EMA well below the 8, and now in the daily chart, you're below the 20. All right, you're below the 20, the 13, and the what is that, 50? Yeah, 13-day EMA and the 20-day moving average. All right, so a lot of bearish energy right now in Sing. Again, if there's a stock you want to get into, I think you'll be able to get it a little bit cheaper here in the next couple days. Also, declining volume, as you can see in Sing. Wait for a turnaround situation here. All right, Sinclair, what's up, man? Sinclair is talking about GoPro with the, you see here, GoPro got an upgrade by who? Okay, GoPro upgraded by Citigroup. All right, so yeah, that's, again, upgrades are huge movers for stocks. And sure enough, a company like GoPro that had been struggling for quite a while, if you pull out the primary chart, you can see here GoPro on the daily chart well below its 200-day moving average, and it needed it. Look at that pop today in GoPro from the bottom of the Bollinger, now well above the 13 EMA, knocking on the door in the 20. You're right. So we'll see if it can last, though. That's the only problem, that although the stock could run on that recommendation, how long will the momentum last? We'll see. How long will the momentum last? Okay. Man, this is a stock I used to really fall in love with, Apps. If you guys remember from the beginning of the show, I was a big fan of Apps at 99 cents, and it just really let me down. But it's worked its way back slowly but surely. But I was a big fan of Apps earlier in the year. We got to as low as 70 cents a share. Now, sure enough, here toward the end of February, now Apps, knocking on the door at 90 cents. Again, you're still below its 200-day moving average. You've been very bearish. You're above the 20-day moving average and using it as support. As you can see, you've been using it as support since January for the most part. Using the 20-day moving average as support and doing very well. So go ahead and set your trend lines, and if it breaks that, I'd get out the stock. But for the most part, it's doing very well. Doing very well. Yeah, we definitely talked about, shout out to Bats and his coin call. Shout out to Bats and his coin call. EXK, let me see here, 328, up 4%, EXK. Let me see here, okay, so wow, this was an oversold situation on EXK. The silver miner, New York Stock Exchange stock. This is a stock that was, a lot more valuable when silver was looking a lot better. You might want to pull up the SLV and figure out where silver is now. If you look here on the daily chart, it's almost developing that cup and handle that you'd love to see in the stock. Really nice. Okay, looks like your buy was the 15th, but you didn't get the confirmation you wanted in the stock today. You had the good day yesterday, which again, based on the Fed movement, but like many gold and silver stocks today, they kind of gave away Wednesday's gains. All right, I'm not just not a big fan. Just so yeah, I think today Wednesday was kind of a day of its own. You just kind of had to play it that day. But for the most part, I'm not a big fan of gold and silver right now. Just not a fan. All right, but in the end, you're going to do what you're going to do. It's your money. All right, Biopharmix. Biopharmix, 55 cents. All right, huge volume lately here in Biopharmix. BPMX, 55-cent chart. What was that about? All right, Biopharmix cracking above the 200-day moving average. As you can see here, the daily chart on the screen. This is another stock that has been very, very bearish, but the trend looks to be changing here. All right, trend looks to be changing here over the last 90 days here. The stock has done pretty well for itself now. Up 10 cents a share. You're up 10 cents a share since February the 15th. So a good 30 days so far. You actually, today, the range was ridiculous. You actually got to as high as 60 cents on the range in Biopharmix. But again, man, biotech, you always got to, read between the lines and figure out what's going on. So sometimes with biotech, it can't always just be a chart thing. You actually do have to go into the fundamentals and also what they got on the pipeline. All right, you'd be surprised how much a biotech stock can run based on the fact that they could be submitting something to the FDA announcement. What are those kind of things? All right, we are getting ready to submit for approval. The stock runs 35%. 170 people in here. Well, all right, everybody go ahead and press like on this video. I appreciate it. Press like right now if you saw a ticker today you might be interested in. EXTR, Extreme Networks, 671. Wow, beautiful buy and hold chart here. Beautiful buy and hold chart. This is the daily chart on EXTR. I won't call it a Trump stock because it looks like it was running before Trump, but by all means, this is probably a chart that's doing very well on some fundamental changes here that have been going on in this company. So read up about it, but time is looking good. All right, that chart is looking beautiful for EXTR, only at $6 a share, but you're up, $2 a share alone since December. So buy and hold play, EXTR, not bad. Not bad. Yeah, we just looked at TSSI. That was a call from Bad Scientists. Again, very, very risky. As you can see here, practically no volume the day before. And you guys know I hate when these shell companies run. It's not a shell. Okay, it's actually OTCQB stock. But I hate when these guys do that, where they, have the stock run. And again, this is just these classic little OTC scams, where a bunch of guys jump into one and then, they start propping it up on forums and shit like that. All right, only to turn around and shit on people the next day. Very much like what's that other stock that was running the other day, the company that was building that quote unquote $400 million bullshit thing they were doing, and it only had like $3,000 in cash. Let me see here, TSSI. All right, so what was that? 1.9 million in volume at 17 cents a share. 703, you're on the air. What's up?
What's up, Master? How are you?
Hey, doing good. What's up, man?
This is my second time calling, but whatever. You know Peter Leeds, right?
Peter Leeds, yes. Peter Leeds, the guy who teaches, how to trade, predominantly NASDAQ type penny stocks, yes.
Yeah, the original Timothy Sykes.
Mm-hmm.
But he said something about the dark markets, like the OTCQBQ and OTCQX to be careful with those because they said their financial statements are like no good.
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, these are stocks that are, companies that are very, very new, have very little operating history, but you trade them because they do offer an incredible amount of return, potential for return, if you get them right. I mean, again, we've had episodes here where we've seen gains of 7,000 to 10,000% over the course of, a year, 6 months, or or less. So
No shit.
I can't get gains like that at Nasdaq or Dow, and I
Why
like
not?
right. I like those OTC plays for the most part. If you get them right anyway.
No, he doesn't mind like the pink suite, like the pink suite, because the pink suite is part of the NASDAQ Q. He says
Yeah.
the QX and the QB. It's like,
Yeah, I mean, I take that from with a grain of salt. I mean, when somebody who's already got
I
money
feel you.
tells you, hey, not to do something, okay, you already got money. So I'm trying to get money. I'm trying to get on your level. You know what I mean? And when you
Sure shit.
look back at
Okay.
those people's history, they tend to have gotten into the same things you trying to get into. So how is
Okay.
it that you
Okay.
made your money doing it, and all of a sudden now you got money? You don't want me to look into it. So I don't know, man. Just gotta always do your own thing. It's your money, but just be responsible. That's all I could say. All right.
Good point. Good point. Thank you.
Appreciate it, man. Yeah, man. Those people tell you not to do something. For example, Tim Sykes, now I hear him a lot shitting on OTC plays, but all his early videos are OTC stocks. So you came up on it, now all of a sudden you don't want other people to look at it, but okay, that's how you got to that level though. I'm a little confused. SENSEH. New State Energy Holdings. God damn, this is beat up. Hold on, let me see here. Incredible volume today, though. New State Energy Holdings. All right, so you had incredible volume today, but for the most part, hasn't really done anything recently. NSEH. OTC Pink. All right. Was a 0006 stock. Now all of a sudden is moving. We about to find out why here in a second. Well, it looks like it's just pure buying, but I do see here they hired a new CEO with extensive background in aerospace and energy. So a little news about the company here. All right, a little news about the company here. NSEH. All right. 271 million shares traded here. So one to watch at 0011. One to watch. The stock is in compliance, so no skull and crossbones or anything like that. No skull and crossbones or anything like that. All right. Money Wolf. GFGU. Get Fugu? What the fuck is that? Let me see here. GFGU. Alright, so OTC Limited. I'm not a big fan of those kind of plays. Let me see here. Up 700%. Based on just all today's action. Basically nothing, previous to that. Alright, yep. Not falling for somebody's pump here. I don't mind pumps. You guys know I don't mind them, but that's a setup right there. That's a classic setup. Yeah, GFGU. Yeah, trying to fool me. Let me buy your overpriced shares. DTII. You guys remember a couple of days ago, DTII with that 3,000, excuse me. I'm going to say 3,000% gain. A couple of days ago, then, the very next day, just, wasn't so bad the very next day. Obviously, if you had got in previously, if you got in the midday, it wasn't necessarily your friend. But DTII, not bad. Let me see actually here. All right, so here's the 3,000% day. The stock gave a ton of it back yesterday. Again, you had that long wick doji showing a lot of hesitation on DTII. We'll see what happens with it tomorrow. Although again, I'm not, not the best fan of DTII right now. Sitting on that 13-day EMA on the hourly chart, based on the last couple of days on the hourly chart. As you can see here, you're sitting right on it. You're literally sitting right on it. Don't like that last candlestick there, but we'll see what happens on DTII if investors are willing to give it another look here. You're running out of volume here, lower than average volume recently. In fact, let me go back to the daily chart. This today was the lowest of the last 3 days of action in DTII. So momentum is running out in that play. So we'll see what happens over the next couple days. All right, but momentum running out of steam here. Running out of steam there. All right, I honestly, personally, I think for the next couple, for tomorrow, I still like the shippers. As we can see after hours, the ship stocks are still hot for the most part. And we know those shipping stocks, especially the GLBSs, the tops of the world, dries of the world, we know what they can do multiple days. I fully expect one of those shipping companies to still be hot by Monday. I fully expect one of them, because it always works out that way. One of them will keep going. One of them will keep going. CLSN, Celsion Corporation, 30 cents a share. Bands are tightening on this as well too. Bands are tightening on this one as well too. Here's the daily chart. All right, CLSN, decent volume today too, although you had a down day. All right, oh, you almost set it up. Let me see here. Almost had the gravestone doji, but you got a little bit of a body on it. OPCO. All right, here's OPCO on the daily chart, looking real nice here since February. OPCO, look at that. You're up almost, wow, you're up almost 60 cents a share since February 7th in this stock here. Almost, actually, almost 60, 65 cents. OPCO, not crazy volume though. Not crazy volume. It's very sporadic. Very sporadic, but gains bring the volume. And sure enough, the last 2 days in OPCO, no real news, but our pets OTC play. Relatively low float too, by the way. Trading at only 19 times earnings, if that's right. Wow, not bad. Look at OPCO. Look at the OPCO trading at a higher level than recently, than the last 2 years alone. So OPCO, nice little run here. All right, not bad, not bad. 951, you're on the air.
Hey, what's up, Sal? This Muddy.
Oh, what's going on, Money?
Hey, well, not much, man. Just enjoying the show and trying to bring a few tickers, hoping I can help somebody with something.
All right, let's do it. What you got, man?
Okay, right now I'm in IGC. That looked pretty good today. That ran off, I think, it's a little article that was wrote like a day or two ago, but it's been looking pretty good.
Okay, so IGC, India Globalization.
Yes, sir.
Let me see here. Okay, so you had a great February. It pulled back. And man, look at that. I love how these stocks use moving averages, and it's using the 50-day moving average and hung up on it. And sure enough, man, that hammer candlestick here on the daily chart, again, the hammer candlestick is a great way to determine bottoms. That identifies that the stock has either found or is finding a bottom. And sure enough, since that hammer candlestick, the stock's done very, very well. Up well over 20 cents a share since that day. And when was that, to be exact? That was March 10th, where you got that hammer candlestick. So not bad. So you think it continue to go higher here. It looks like it might actually break out here and go even higher.
Yeah, I think it will.
Okay.
I think it will. There was a little article written about it in this little journal called Rives, Rives, and there was a lot explaining about it, and actually some good information there to apply to any stock as far as the ADX crossovers and stuff like that. But I think that's what got it going right now.
Okay. And the company you said was called Rives?
Rives, journal.com.
All
They
right.
had a story on it, So I think that was what was behind it.
Okay, cool.
They talked about the average directional index review for India globalization. So, like I said, some information, and it gives you different numbers on the RSI and tells you what to look for, and different ADX numbers to look at to apply to other stocks. So there's some good information in there.
All right, appreciate it, man. What else you got for us, man?
CEGX. I'm just gonna give them to you real quick and let you go through them. CEGX, LODE.
All right,
and
hold on.
BA.
Well, hold on. Let me pull them up here so we can take a look at them real quick.
Yes, sir.
CEGX. All right, all right, not bad too on the CEGX too. Also now above the 20-day moving average. That's the first time that stock's been doing it in 2017. So okay, CEGX, not bad too on that one. And then the one after that.
LODE.
Okay, load. Yeah, this is LODE is a stock that has ran a lot. In fact, I think if you go back, let me see here. Yeah, if you go back, it's done some incredible runs in the past. LODE. I mean, you can go back to 2011, 2012. I remember this. This is one of the first penny stocks I've ever traded. LODE. You'll see some incredible runs back in 2011, 2012. So LODE been very, very bearish for the most part. But you think this could be doing something here?
Well, just looking at the candlesticks and the way that 4 is crossing over the 8 and it's coming up on that 20-day moving average right there, resting on it. I'm just thinking, it's got a little support and it might want to do something.
Yeah. I mean, it possibly could. Very possibly could. LODE has owners with very deep pockets. When they have done in the past promotions, they put M's behind their promotion. So if this consolidation is right, as we can see here, which has been occurring since November, I don't know if the selling is completely done or not, but yeah, if they put some money behind a promo, they could really soar. We'll see. We'll be definitely watching that.
Yeah. Okay. And yeah, my last one is BAA, and I'm gonna roll with that one. But I just want to say thanks for everything you do, Sal. The information you've given me, it's really coming in handy, and I'm starting to learn how to implement all of it.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you so much for watching, man.
All right, y'all have a good one.
Thank you. Appreciate it so much for watching, man. I'm grateful for all the people who call up with these tickers, because that kind of helps things, move along. And the fact that you participate, man, it's great. It's great. BAAA, I don't like it. I don't like BAAA because, one, the float is ridiculous on BAA. All right, the float is ridiculous. This is a stock that's let me down quite a bit. Obviously, gold isn't necessarily where you want it to be right now. This is a Congolese gold company. The stock doesn't put out as much news as it should. You've got a lot of political instability going on in the country right now, especially in the regions where the operations of this business are involved. So, in fact, I can see here there was a recent kidnapping of a French national. Suspected militiamen kidnapped 5 workers at Banro's East Congo mine. All right, so you've got, these Congolese militiamen out there where the company Banro is paying them, sometimes for security or under the table just to allow them to do business. So Banro there are just too many things going wrong for the company right now. In fact, you go back to the chart, a recent high was at 40 cents. You're down to well over 200% in the company from recent highs. So I think there are better plays there. A lot going on with Banro. All right, but I see where you're talking about the technicals though, because I see it's evening out a little bit. You've had a couple of days of pretty good gains. 704. You're on the air. What's up?
Hey man, what's going on, my brother?
What's up? Who am I talking
It's
to?
Alex.
Oh, what's up, Alex, man?
No, not much, man. Hey, listen. So I want to talk about two tickers.
All right.
The first one, PIP.
All right.
So.
Let me see here. PIP. Okay, yeah, got it pulled up. What you got for us, Alex?
All right. Well, so remember, I'm the new kid on the block. So I was all excited, thinking, hell yeah, I'm gonna make a shitload of money here. So came the end of the day, thing was pumping like crazy, and when it was time for me to sell, I actually lost money. Why? It's like I feel like it's a scam, or maybe I'm wrong, but it's like the little guy can't make money. It's only for the certain people. That money was only for the few, not for the little guy like us.
No, hold on, Alex. Let me ask you something. What brought PIP to your radar to begin with?
The financials.
Okay.
Financials was great. They got a lot of equity. The cash, not the greatest, but not bad. And I knew their financials was gonna be, it was gonna be good.
Okay. So
because I don't do a whole lot of.
If
I
the
don't
fundamentals,
study the charts.
well, if the fundamentals was the reasoning, then when it comes to buying stocks on fundamentals, you got to hold them for a long period of time, than what you would get if you were simply playing the technicals. You remember fundamental analysis, you've got to hold them for a longer period of time because, fundamental analysis, it takes time for those stocks to, realize their worth or for other investors to realize their worth. And also, Alex, if you could lower me in the background, bro, I appreciate it because I'm hearing a lot of myself. All right, appreciate it. So, fundamental analysis, man, it takes a long time for other investors to realize the worth of that company. That's something like Warren Buffett does. You know what I mean? He buys companies that are dirt cheap, that are well below what he believes is their worth. So he holds these companies for months, years, decades before the overall market, realizes, hey, man, this company, Coca-Cola, it's worth a whole lot more than what he bought it for or for whatever, it was bought at the time. So I don't know how long you've been in the stock. It's probably this week, right?
2 months.
Okay, so 2 months. Yeah, that's still not even that much of a long period of time for you to really see the kind of return that would make, this worth it. PIB,
so basically, on what I've been doing is I'm shooting for the long run.
Well,
so
okay.
What I'm doing is.
And that makes sense. That makes sense for what you're doing. But 2 months isn't a long term. 2 months is just. It's not.
I ended up.
That's what,
I ended up
60
losing
days.
money, dude. I ended up losing money. I thought I was gonna make a killing out of that damn thing, and I ended up losing money. I was so fucking disappointed. I was so mad. I was so excited because the damn thing went up to. It went up to I think $1.20, and I was at 98 cents. And when the market opened, I was in the negative. I was in the negative. So I was like, damn, man, what kind of scam is this? Only for the few, only the few get the money and the little guy screw them?
It's not always like that. You had a stock that unfortunately, man, didn't go your way. I would just cut your losses and keep moving. But if you really believe,
that's what I did.
Okay, yeah. If you cut your losses, then man, just move on to the next one. I mean, you're not going to get them all. We lose them all. I lose them sometimes, and it is just what it is, man. It is.
No, but I thought that was that. But that was my first. I thought that was my first score, basically. I was so disappointed. I was really disappointed that I was about to throw the towel, man.
Yeah.
But then. No, I don't want to give up.
No, of course, man. That's the problem, man. People lose at their first couple stocks, and then they disappear for 2 years, and then finally they end their they find their way back to this. But again, man, don't be discouraged by a couple plays that didn't go right. As you said, you're the new guy, so you're still figuring this out. You're still figuring out how you trade, how to trade, and the kind of stocks you like, where you want to feel your niche to be. So please don't be discouraged by what's been going on with that you been going through with PIP. This is only the beginning. I mean, you're a young
Dude,
guy.
and I've been
You
doing so much. I've
Yeah.
been doing so much studying, man. Damn, that I feel bad because I'm fucking basically neglecting my life, man. And with the amount of studying that I've done, man.
Well, yeah, you don't want to be neglecting, the people who love you. That's definitely what you want to be doing. I mean, obviously, put some time in for them, but it's good to know that you want to be successful at this. But again, don't let the start determine your finish. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so I'm gonna continue doing what I've been doing.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna give up because in everything you always have your obstacles, and obstacles make people stronger.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The other play that I want to talk to you about is the marijuana stock, MJNA.
Okay.
MJNA. So about when it went to the dip, I bought it at 10 cents,
Okay.
and it's now at 14 cents.
Yes.
I got 4,700 shares. You think I should, like you guys said, take my profits before I lose it, or
That's
Or
that's
what-
up to you, brother. That's up to you. I mean, MJNA again. This is a stock is way oversold based on that whole situation with the administration saying blah 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 whatever they said at the time. The stock sold off. You got it at a great deal at 10 cents. I mean, you got a really
yeah, I
good
got
deal
it
on
at 10.
it.
Yeah, I got 10 cents, and I'm making money.
Yeah.
I'm as of right now, I'm making over $150.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you can take your profits here if you want. I mean, again, it's up to you. Do you
What
feel?
would you do? What would you do? What would you do?
What would I do?
Yeah, what would you do if you're
look-
sitting? If you're making $150 on a $500 investment?
Let me see here. Hold on. Where are we at? We're just below the 50-day moving average. All right, so MJNA right now, looking on the daily chart, it says stay in the trade. But on a $500 investment, 150, that's a nice gain. You just recently took a loss on PIP. I'd probably take my profits here and set up for another one. I would take my profits
That's
and
what I
set up for
thought.
another
Yeah,
one.
that's what I thought.
Yeah.
That's what I thought, and I wanted to get your input on that because $150 for a $500 investment. I mean, shit, that's a gain for me, man.
Yeah, that's a solid game. That's a solid game. The stock says stay in, but yeah, I would take my profit and go back and look for something you can do very similar and to recover, what happened in PIP, but also try and double up what you just got.
All right, man. Hey, I appreciate all the advice, man, and dude, keep it up. You got a lot of audience. You're doing a great job, brother.
Appreciate it, man. Thanks for the call, Alex.
You still got me on the blocking part, man, when you blocked me, but that's okay, man. I'm still watching your show, man.
Hey, email me, and I'll go ahead and unblock, because I think you're using your other account, right? Like, are you using another account right now? Okay. So
Yeah.
email me your primary account, like your actual YouTube page, and I'll go ahead and unblock you, bro.
All right, man.
All right, appreciate
Thanks,
it, bro. All right. Yeah, man, Alex had said something racist, and I blocked him. And I was like, come on, man. Like, you watch the show all the time. Why would you do that? I mean, why would you do that? This is a YouTube show. People don't want to watch boring shit. They want to watch entertaining shit. So I gotta, be a little wild with the way I talk. But at the end of the day, this is entertainment, baby. This is not CNN. I'm not a senator or a congressman. I don't write policy. Okay? Don't take it so seriously, what I'm trying to say. All right. What's going on, Stockerfella? Okay, what's going on, all right. Yeah, again, shout out to everybody who was winning on POTN. When I had, what was that? There was like 4 or 5 days straight where I ran those crazy, pretty tacky POTN ads before the show, And some of you guys were laughing at me, and I know most of you guys basically discredited it. You're like, he's running his little promos again. And sure enough, this is POTN now. This is POTN now. Ain't nobody laughing now. Ain't nobody laughing now. We had some people got in and sell after 2 days, and like, oh fuck, I'm selling. What? It's only been 2 days. How are you selling after 2 days, bro? You know what's going on with the overall, cannabis market right now. Just give it a little bit of time. 420 is still coming. POTN now up. We're over 200% from when 0.0110 or whatever it was. So again, shout out to everybody who got into that, man. That was deep. Made a killing on that. Yeah. Made a killing on that. Shout out to Ricky Lindo. Yeah. Yeah, Scottrade, unfortunately, that's why you shouldn't be fucking with Scottrade, though, man. Scottrade is a little commie broker. They're a little commie broker. If it wasn't for Scottrade, if it was up to Scottrade, they'd only let you really trade stocks $2.50 and higher. They really don't want you to trade anything under $1 over there at Scottrade. I think they got bought out now by I think TD or something like that. But Scottrade is horrible. OHRP. Let me see, OHRP. All right, yeah, OHRP was another technical. That was a technical situation today. Very much like Tops, like Coin, and many of the other ones. All right, we'll wrap the show up here in just a bit. 229, you're on the air. What's up?
Hey, what's going on, Sal? This is Keith out Austin, man. Got a ticker for you.
Go ahead. What you got for us?
I got TWMJF. I'm really big on that stock, and I want to know what you think about it.
PWMJF? You say Canopy Growth. Okay, Canopy Growth. The Canadian MJ play. All right, so yeah, this is we've talked about this stock. You got to go along with this one, man. It's $8.30 stock. You kind of have to go along with this one, man. This isn't something that you're gonna wake up tomorrow. You're gonna be up, $12. It's $8.30. It's not the cheapest MJ play out there. It is low float though. Great company with real operations, but you've got to play this like you're playing like a Walmart or anything else. You've got to look at the financials, seeing how they're doing. But yeah, you got to go along with this one. This isn't, a stock that you're going to get, 100% in a week, 30. You're not even going to get 30% in a month out of this, really.
And in my understanding, they partnered up with Snoop Dogg, and they have a line out with him, and they're the largest cannabis retailers actually in Canada, and I just see big things for this company.
Yeah. Again, I have no doubt that it'll do some things moving forward. They're at the forefront of MJ operations out there in Canada, but this is a well-established business. They trade right now over the counter, but they can very well be on the NASDAQ or something like that. They've got the financials for it. But yeah, you got to go along with this one. This definitely isn't something you can treat like an OTC. All right.
Awesome. Thank you so much for your opinion, boss.
Appreciate it, man. Thanks for the call. Yeah. Canopy Growth is one of those companies you got to go along with. It's just, you're not going to wake up and be up 45% like some of these. I see somebody bringing up MCOA. For example, MCOA. This is a stock that's very beat up. I like MCOA with that doji, by the way. Yes, I like MCOA max volume. MCOA with that daily chart, doji. Again, we got to see some confirmation here because we're still very bearish, but I love the way it's leveling out here. on MCOA. So let's see if it can, continue to maintain that. All right. It's starting to level out here after several periods, as you can see here, of declines. Let's see if we can level out here and hopefully use this to bounce off of. All right, hopefully use this to bounce off of. This is what you would like to see, you know, or possibly even a slight decline, but I doubt it. All right, I doubt it. But again, I'd love to see it bounce off of that consolidation. All right. Yeah, Master 82, we talked about TSSI. Huge day today in TSSI, but I'm weary on it. I'm weary on it. All right, because on TSSI, if you look at the chart, you see practically no volume in previous days. Desert Edge, what's up, man? GLLK, Gold Lakes, gold mining. All right, OTC gold play. Let me see here. What are you looking at here? All right, so here's Gold Lakes over the last. This is a 10-minute chart. All right, so Gold Lakes, 2-day pump going on here in GLLK. Let me see here, GLLK. All right, Gold Lakes. Looking bad. Not bad these last 2 days, but it looks like you're running out of steam toward the end of the day today. 7:04, you're on the air. What's up?
Oh, hey, this is Astrid. How are you?
Hey, Astrid, how are you?
I'm good. Just a quick question. I heard you mention April 20th. What's the significance with that date?
All right, so 420 is basically just a huge day where everybody smokes weed. The cultural, and that's basically the cultural significance of it. I think it's got some, let me see here, 420. It is a smoker, it's basically smoking holiday. And 420, yeah, it's a smoking holiday. And it's basically a rumor where college students would smoke. All the college students come out and smoke at exactly 420, and preferably marijuana. Marijuana.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay, so with marijuana stocks, that's a significant day for marijuana stocks, I guess?
Well, not necessarily. Well, towards the day. So as you should see a build up in marijuana stocks into 420. So March might might be a little bit early for some people might say, but you should be seeing momentum into 420 of select few marijuana stocks into that holiday. Yes, I mean it's a national marijuana smoking day, and I mean that's pretty much the cultural significance of it. And sure, we should see some kind of use of it as a catalyst for a lot of MJ plays.
Okay, because I've seen that mentioned before. I just wanted to hear what you had to say about it. Okay, cool. Back to the show.
Appreciate it, Kent.
Bye.
All right. Appreciate it so much, Astrid. Thank you for the call. I should have asked her. I hope she hung into CBIS. I hope she hung on into CBIS. I think it might be down slightly from where we talked about it at, but she should be doing fine with it over the next several weeks. So, all right. MJ is finally settled out. MJ is settled out. Yeah. You said it's also the date of the Columbine shooting. Yeah, it's also got some other unfortunate, celebrations along because it's also Hitler's birthday. So you have also a select group of people who celebrate that. But for the most part, it is National Marijuana Smokers Day, 420. All right. Let me see here. Let's see. GOOS. Let me see. Was that Canada Goose? Okay. Is that what you wrote? Benny Lay Canada Goose? I don't know anything about that one. I see the stock though. Was that new play? Don't have much of a trading history. Vape. VAPE. All right, let's look at a couple more before we wrap up the show. VAPE. Oh, okay, yeah, I like Vape. I like the way Vape is setting up. Nice play on Vape. Let's see if it uses this. Let me see here. So we're passing. All right, Vape has been bearish. Wow, for a very long time here. Vape has been bearish for quite a while here, man. Yeah, as you can see, I mean, I can't even. Here's Vape crossing the 200 moving average on the 10-minute charts. But as we can see here on the daily, we actually just recently got below the 200 here on the daily, but we've had a couple days of green here. Again, if we can settle out here and use that floor to bounce off of, that could be looking nice, because I do see a bend here in that 4 exponential moving average. So vape at 0068, you're well below a penny in vape. This is a stock that has ran before. This is another stock that at one time was a triple. Got to its high before the whole marijuana voting thing back in November. Got to as high as 2 cents a share. All right, but for the MJ plays, I like hemp, HEMP. I like the way hemp is setting up. I like the way MCOA is setting up. MGNA doing well as well. All right. What's going on, GTO? And let me see here. All right, just a couple more plays. Let me see here. Vape. What's going on with MSIG? Is MSIG? All right, so MSIG still. MSIG for the most part still bearish. I think you can get that. I think you still get. MSIG a little cheaper. I think you can get MSIG a little bit cheaper. KSHB, Kush Bottles. Again, Kush Bottles, man, wow. You know, this was a stock that was like $3 like a month ago, right? Yeah, a month ago we were talking about, no, not a month ago, like a couple months ago, excuse me, November. Into the voting for MJ legalization in California, this was at $4 at that time. Sure enough, look at that, incredible short lately. But again, yeah, Kush Bottles still too expensive for my taste. You're at $1.78. Kush Bottles very, very bearish. You look at that, look at this. I mean, you're well below where you should possibly be buying here on Kush Bottles on that RSI. Very oversold here. But again, you know, stocks that are undergoing very bearish momentum, they can hang on that lower band for months at a time, as been the case in Kush Bottles, and can hang below that RSI 30 for months at a time as well. And that's exactly what the stock has been doing. All right. Yeah, I wish you could stop fucking with my chat room. Yeah, ICBU. Let me see. I see people talking about ICBU so bad here. ICBU at 0039. At 0039 on ICBU. Okay. I looked at this stock 131, and from where I looked at it to where it is now, you really haven't done much. I see you've had a couple opportunities here on ICBU, up 30% today. If this volume becomes consistent, as you can see here, I mean, it hadn't had any kind of volume when I took a look at it. But if this volume becomes something that's consistent, as you can see, it does very well when you can maintain the volume. Decent news in the stock, though. I like the news that came out there talking about $60 million purchase order. Again, verify that. Verify that. $60 million purchase order. A $60 million purchase order. Okay, let me see here. Because when they put out numbers like that, that kind of pisses me off, because I know they don't have the cash to back it up. But again, let's look here at the annual report. I was curious to see, they put this out in December. How much cash are they sitting on? Look at that, $53,000 in cash. $53,000 in cash, and you plan with $53,000 in cash to complete a $60 million purchase order with what money? With what money? Again, I mean, look, if this is the kind of news that's going to make the stock go higher, and you believe that more volume is going to come into the stock, take the risk. You know, a small risk. As you know, with penny stocks, you know, $250 to $750, you can, you know, turn that into a little bit of sum of money. You know, for those investors who got into POTN can tell you. I got a guy who sent me an email. He's like, man, I actually got in $1,700. I was like, man, I guess you got a payday, right? He's like, yeah, man. You know, a little bit more for my taste, but I mean, again, if you think it's gonna do something, by all means. By all means. MNKD. Mankind is a runner, by the way. Mankind is a runner. This is a stock that has done some things. All right, go back to December. MNKD was on our list multiple days back in December. Multiple days back in December. So MNKD, if you know, if you truly trust these little, you know, if you really play that RSI, it's pretty dirt cheap and looking for a pop. Yeah. Yeah, Tops was insane. Tops was insane. All right, we can wrap it up with that. AMD. I'll be back here tomorrow. I want to talk some sports tomorrow. Obviously, man, some people's brackets are already busted, and I'm watching the game now. North Dakota, Arizona just started. All right, and we'll wrap the week out. Tomorrow's not going to be a long day at all. It'll be a short show. Trying to set up some looks into next week, what we could possibly be looking at, you know, running. AMD using that, what was this, the 50-day moving average again. These stocks love using those moving averages for support. That's why sometimes you can't have enough lines on your chart. I know some of you guys don't even use moving averages. You just simply look at volume and the candlesticks, but it definitely helps me determine where I am or where the stock is. All right. Yeah, it's going to be short. I mean, when I say short, I'm saying, you know, 2 hours or so. All right. Yeah, good. We got some good picks tonight. Got some good picks tonight. Got some good picks tonight. Again, I don't have them all. I know Bad Scientist has them. All right. I'm running the show. Sometimes I don't do a good job of actually writing them all down. All right. Types, IGC. I actually go through. He said 6 hours. Yeah, last week we did 8, man. That shit was, whew, my jaws was hurting after that shit. My jaws was hurting after that. Shit, I'm like, man, I'm taking a break this Friday. But yeah, tomorrow, I mean, I don't even have them on that list, but tomorrow, you know, Tops, GLBS, Drives, I mean, what was that? Because I think we got some other ones that are running too. Hold on. I know we got Sino. There we go. Sino, SINO is running. Let me see. Sino's running. Sino did some big things today. All right. That one also pure technical spike as well. All right. Although that one hadn't sold off as badly as the others, Sino had a really good day. All right. So yeah, I mean, you got a couple of DCIX. DCIX is another shipper. All right, DCIX. Ship didn't do. Oh, Ship only 4%. Okay, Ship I guess didn't do shit. What else? Oh, that's pretty much it. Besides the other ones. Okay, besides the other ones. Not bad. It said, are you still seeding the Foos 4 program? Yeah, Jamal. Yeah, the Foos 4 is already out. Most people should already have that link. Let me see here if I still have it saved. I should still have it saved. What do I do with the Foos 4 alert at? Hold on. Yes, the Foos. Here it is right here. Here's that Foos torrent. You can get that first version of the Foos. That's the first DVD. And then the second DVD is at wealthlibrary.org. Wealthlibrary.org for the second 8-hour DVD. I think, yeah, it's an 8-hour DVD as well for the second. The first one I think is like 4 hours. And the second one I think is 8 hours. All right. Yeah, both of them are pretty good stuff. You can get some good knowledge from them. All right. Again, ladies and gentlemen, please press like on this video right now. If this was your first time here, thank you so much for coming. Please press subscribe. Be alerted. Press that little ringer there. Be alerted every time I'm live to join us. Don't hesitate to call in. So many people watch, but I think some people are nervous to call in. Don't be nervous, okay? Beginners, experience, it doesn't matter who you are. If you got a hot stock, let us know. I'll be back to wrap up the show tomorrow. Master 82, Big Zeno, Q to Mayo. Thank you, sir. All my callers, Michael B, thank you. Bad Scientist, of course, appreciate it, man. Always some hot tickers, man. Huge win for Bad Scientist today on Coin. Huge win for that one, man. Londell Carter, Soundbox. Benny Lay. Matarone. Ricky Lindo, thank you, man. Ada Leon, Billionaire Soon. Lawrence Kane. Matt Cantu. Ishtox, XF, appreciate it, man. Trader Marv, thank you, Trader Marv. Astrid, thank you so much for the call, hon. Woody Wright, Benny, Henry Ramos. Yeah, Henry usually in here early, man. Coralie, Goldmine, Joel Flores. Who else is here? Mike Reynolds, Don, appreciate it, man. Heartbeat, thank you, sir. Mag3690, please join us in the Discord room. I think I've pretty much been able to convince most of you guys to sign up. We're really growing in the Discord room. Again, you can chat in there or just kind of leave little comments that you want people to get back to you on. El Yeti, appreciate it. Max Volume, Trading Jedi, thank you. Q-Tech. God damn, a whole lot of new people in here. K Harvey, thank you, sir. All right, let me get up out of here, man. I'll be reading this shit up all night. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye. See you tomorrow.